Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Rob Tomlinson, also known as DishNet34. Next to me is Paul Sporer, and welcome to the Out of the Park 24 Perfect Team Reveal Show. Oh my goodness. Today is the day that we can finally show off Perfect Team 24. How excited are you today, Paul?
I am beyond excited, Rob. We've been working on this for a while. So many things have been going on. We're still working on things, of course, as we near the early release and then the full game. And I can't wait to get into it. I know the community is excited, so let's just dive right in.
Oh man, yes indeed. Well, today, you know what? This is going to be a huge show here tonight because we're going to go over practically everything that you need to know about Perfect Team 24 going into the new season. So here's a little bit of a rundown of what we're going to be talking about tonight. And you saw this earlier today, both on Twitter and on Discord. Here's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to start off with the content philosophy with our good pal Paul, the new content director for the game. We're going to talk about some loyalty reward information. I know that y'all have been asking about loyalty rewards for quite a long time for what's going to be for Perfect Team 24. So we're going to have those questions answered for you on that. We're going to talk about revamped rewards systems in Perfect Team this year. Oh man, those are going to be pretty exciting, I gotta say. Then we're going to talk a little bit about pitcher BABIP, which is the I don't want to say brand new stat, but it's going to be the brand new visible stat that will be on player cards this year for pitchers. Then we're going to talk a little bit about some of the partnership previews that we're going to be having this year. And let me tell you, these are going to be some exciting stuff. And while we can't reveal, too much of them right now, it's going to be a little bit of a taste of what you're going to be seeing later on during the year. Then we're going to talk about some of the changes to some of the aspects of the game, including ballparks, tournaments. We're going to talk a little bit about entry fee tourneys as well, which is brand new for this year. We're going to talk about the new PTCS PTMS qualification structure. And honestly, I made a flow chart for that, which I hope is not too bad. Like
I thought it looked pretty good.
I mean, it's pretty, graphic design is my passion, but
That's a good reference.
Oh my goodness. And then we're going to talk about probably the two biggest things that are going to be new for Perfect Team this year, and that is Perfect Team Live and Perfect Team Plus. Probably some of the most exciting things that we will be doing for Perfect Team 24 this year. Oh man, this is going to be an awesome show. Stick around, listen in. This is gonna be some fun times here tonight, right, Paul?
Absolutely. Let's get into it.
All right, and you know what? We're gonna start with you, Paul, because you being the new content director, let's kind of talk a little bit about what the content strategy for Perfect Team 24 is going to be. So what was the thought process, kind of going into the year for Perfect Team 24, because we've done quite a few different things in the past. What are you bringing to the table here for 24?
So I would say the main foundation is to kind of focus on individual seasons a bit more. Love peak cards. There'll still be plenty of peak cards, but I want to highlight premium seasons, put those in focus, and also continually create options for players, right? There shouldn't just be one quote unquote right answer at every position that everyone's chasing. We want multiple options at every position so that you can build your team in different ways. If you want to have a different play style, there should be a way to build a premium team at that level. And so that's the driving focus there. And of course, there's going to be an inordinate number of Tigers. I think 75% of the launch deck is Tigers. I think 52% of the individual sets, like the week-to-week sets, are just Tigers based. So that's a driving force as well. A lot of Davy Cruzes coming out this year.
Gotta love Davy Cruz so much, man. Oh man, but yeah, I like what you say about choices, and I think that's what we've been trying to do in the past. Try to give choices to players for how to build their lineup. Like you can possibly go like a contact build or like a big power build. And there's going to be quite a lot of factors that'll help you out this year as a player to try to achieve those goals. Is that right?
Absolutely. And I saw a question in there about will there be a lot of versions of the same player? There can be, but they'll be different, right? We do not want two diamonds of a similar player, of the
Right.
same player, or two that are too close together.
Hmm.
If there's going to be multiples of the same player, they should be vastly different. So players that have had different phases of their career, yeah, there's a chance that they'll get 2, 3 cards, but they will be different. I don't want there to just be overlap where there's a slight difference here and a slight difference there. Otherwise, there's no real reason to put that card in.
Definitely, definitely. Totally agree with you on that. Um, I know we can't spoil much, but what are some of the big things that you're looking forward to in terms of content for this year?
Well, one of the things that you already kind of hinted that we're going to get into it. The pitcher BABIP, I think, is really going to change the way a lot of the pitcher cards are made, and what's going to, is going to open up some more avenues for different pitcher cards to be better. Right? There's been some struggles with those certain types of pitchers who are contact management guys that
Hmm.
maybe don't have the elite strikeout rates, but put up brilliant seasons or even brilliant careers. The game doesn't always get those guys perfect. And at times, we've kind of had to maybe gas them a little bit in their swing and miss, in their stuff rating, just to make sure that they're a playable card, even though that's not the exact route that we would want to take. Now, with the pitcher BABIP category, that's really going to open up the window for us to give them the cards that they deserve in the build that they deserve as well.
Definitely. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get right into some of the new stuff that we've got going on. The content strategy, sounds pretty darn good coming up this year, Paul. Really looking forward to seeing what you got.
I appreciate that, and I can't wait to show off some things.
Definitely. Well, let's start off by showing off some of the loyalty rewards that we're going to be starting off with for Perfect Team 24. And I know that there was some questions about, how far back it's going to go and all that. Well, let's show off what we got for loyalty reward information. So if you have played since Perfect Team 19 at the start of the cycle, you will be getting a whopping 3 diamond packs and 5 gold packs in addition to any other packs that you get as a starter pack. All right, that's pretty darn good because I know y'all get I believe 6 starter packs. And then for those of you that pre-ordered, I believe there's an additional gold pack as well. So this is on top of that. So this is going to be a great start to a lot of y'all that have really played for quite a long time.
Especially pack only teams. They're getting a nice boost that first night.
Exactly. If you played since Perfect Team 20, you'll be getting 2 diamond packs and 4 gold packs as well. If you played since PT21, you'll be getting 1 diamond pack and 3 gold packs. Do these stack? No, these do not stack. If you've played since Perfect Team 22, you will be getting 2 gold packs. And if you've played just since last year, you will be getting a gold pack. And I'm going to take Paul off screen here for a little bit. Now, all rewards will be given out when starting your team on the same screen as the starter packs. So this is some pretty hefty stuff here, especially if you've played since a long time. And you know what? We like to reward people that have played the game for a long time, but also reward people who are just getting into the game.
Absolutely. And I think that, kind of having the different levels ensures that you're rewarding the long timers while also making sure that, hey, if you just got here, you're still going to get a diamond and 3 golds. But again, I think the pack only teams are going to get some love right away. And I know that those can be the fun builds. I'm not patient enough for those. I'm like, I need better players. I can't do pack only teams, but I respect the people that put together amazing pack only squads.
Yeah, I've made some pack only squads in the past, and let me tell you, it can be a little tough at times, but for those who maybe have doing some pack only teams, and heck, for those who are building their mainline teams as well, this will help out quite a bit.
Absolutely.
Also, now we're talking about packs here a little bit, we got to talk about the new login reward system. And I know that, we started the login reward system with Perfect Team 23, I do believe. So we have a brand new login reward system for Perfect Team 24. It's going to be a 30-day schedule. They're all going to be packs. Now, days still start at 0 UTC, but the big kicker here, and I think this is something that a lot of people were talking about last year with Perfect Team 23, it does not reset if you miss a day. That's going to be huge. That's going
massive.
to be super huge. So let's kind of take a look at how this is going to look. All right, because we have it right here. I'm going to go ahead and take both of us off screen here so you can bask in what the daily rewards are going to look like. You see those first 5 days, going to be 1 standard pack. Day 6, 2 standard packs. Days 7 through 11, single standard pack. Day 12, you're going to get a silver pack. Days 13 through 17, you're going to get single standard packs. But if you reach day 18, you're going to get a gold pack. Now, things start getting a little spicier once you get to day 19. Day 19, day 21, day 23, 25, 27, and 29, you're going to get 2 standard packs right there. Days 20, 22, 26, and 28, silver packs. And day 24, historical pack. And day 30, if you make it all the way to day 30, you're going to get a diamond pack. Man, oh man, oh man. This is some really good stuff on the daily rewards.
Again, pack only, folks. Rejoice. But everyone should be rejoicing over this. I think this is a huge change. I myself, I missed plenty, and I'd always be mad at myself. I'm like, God dang it. Spent too much time playing my expos. Didn't log in and get my reward. I reset. But now we don't have to worry about it with the no reset. And packs all the time, I think, is a huge, huge upgrade here.
Oh yeah, straight up. Yeah, because I believe there was a mix of both perfect points and packs in the daily rewards last year. This time, straight up packs. This is pretty darn cool right there. And once again, once you reach the 30 days, it resets back to day 1, but your streak, I do believe, still continues. So there you go. So there's a look at the daily rewards. Now, speaking of rewards, oh man, the rewards.
It's a good one too.
Oh, let me tell you. There are going to be bigger rewards for promotions this year. Achievement payouts at higher levels will be receiving a multiplier in those higher leagues. So if you get like a let's say 1,000-point achievement in Gold League, that's going to become 1,500 with a 1.5 time multiplier. 2 times multiplier in Diamond League. 3-time multiplier in Perfect League. Man, these are some big multipliers right here. Now, Silver and below won't have the multiplier, but this is a big thing to try to get people, try to get them competitive, try to get them up to those higher levels here. And that is in addition to 1-time rewards for the first promotion you have to higher levels. 25,000 perfect point reward for your first promotion to Gold League. 50,000 perfect point reward for your first promotion to Diamond League. And a 75,000 perfect point reward for your first promotion to Perfect League. Oh man, these are some big rewards for both promotions and in league play up there in the higher levels.
Absolutely. I think this is a huge change. Definitely something that I think has been asked for in the community, or at least discussed in the community for a while. Yeah. It's coming to fruition, and I think it's a big deal. And I've even seen some thoughts in the chat, which was the first thing I thought about too, which is now when you're up in those levels, especially if you're someone who isn't buying a ton of packs or buying a ton of cards, your team success is going to sustain you a bit more because you're going to be getting better rewards, and that way you can get yourself to that next great card that you're seeking out, as opposed to kind of spending a week in Diamond, getting punted back, coming back 3 weeks later and kind of yo-yoing because you didn't have enough cards to kind of hang up there.
Yep, definitely. I'm looking forward to this as well because, this has been a debate for quite a while in the Perfect Team community, and this is pretty cool that we're doing this.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, so those are the rewards that you're going to get for promotions. Now let's start getting into some of the nitty-gritty stuff right here. Let's talk about kind of, the big ticket stat that is coming to Perfect Team 24 this year. And man, oh man, I really should have done these slides a little bit better because, man, we're both going to be in the way of this slide. So I'm going to take both of us off the screen here for just a second. And we're going to
shrink me when I come back too. That's fine.
Yeah, good call. We're going to talk about pitcher BABIP right here. Now, we got an example there, kind of on the right side of what you're going to see on the card once Perfect Team 24 begins. Now, the new BABIP rating, it will show how well a pitcher is able to control batting average on balls in play. Now, the higher the rating, the better they are at kind of controlling BABIP. Now, this is going to be under the movement category here. You're going to see two ratings under the movement category. You're going to see HR, and you're going to see PBABIP. Now, PBABIP is the new pitcher BABIP stat. Now, the home run rating, we're saying that's going to be kind of reminiscent of the old movement rating in the game right here. So, Paul, could you give a little bit of insight into this? Potentially,
yeah, I think this is absolutely fantastic. You definitely started to describe it very well there, that it is now broken down movement, having the home run and the pitcher BABIP. You have two different factors to look at, and now this is a better way to separate those guys who maybe had a bit of a home run issue but didn't allow as many hits. Your ground ballers that kind of keep the hits in check because they're allowing all that soft contact, but every once in a while they get lit up for homers, or vice versa. A guy that maybe keeps the ball in the yard, but this could also be a ground baller who just has a bad defense behind him, and so a bunch of hits are getting through behind him. Or you're going to have those guys that are great at both, and they're going to have massive movement with the home run and the BABIP coming through. This is going to show itself, and like I said earlier, in those contact management guys, your Zach Greinke's, your Dallas Keuchels, for example, your Tony Gonsolin's and Julio Urias's from last year with the Dodgers. In fact, a lot of Dodgers of the recent vintage, and we'll see what happens with those guys this year with the shift alterations. But I do think it's those guys that aren't as big on the swing and miss stuff that we've kind of not been able to perfectly accentuate how good they are. This new pitcher BABIP category is going to allow those cards to get their full due and really start to suppress those hits, even if they're not missing a ton of bats.
Yeah, and I think a couple of like maybe the historical players that might benefit from this change. You know, I saw on the forums one example of like Jim Palmer. On the Discord today, there's a lot of talk about Nolan Ryan possibly being a beneficiary of this. So you're gonna see kind of some different builds. I just grabbed one of the more extreme examples from the card shop in the beta, but there's gonna be some guys, you know, it's gonna be pretty close with Homer and the PBABIP. But also, you know, you're gonna see probably see some guys, you know, with low Homer, but really good pitcher BABIP here. So it's gonna be interesting to see how people kind of build around this.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And just to reiterate, McNoosh and others in the chat asking, the higher the BABIP, the better. The higher the PBABIP, the better they are at suppressing BABIP. So I know it's a little convoluted there, but you want the higher numbers still. You still want the blues and the greens in there. Yep. So in this instance that we're showing here, this guy's BABIP would be pretty high. This was going to be like a 350 BABIP. I mean, this is going to be pretty darn bad here. When you're looking at this PBABIP here, he won't allow as many homers, but there's going to be base runners aplenty with this example that you've gotten here. And I don't know who that player is. I don't know if you remember who it was, but yeah, this would be a bad BABIP for the pitcher.
You know what? That's
blue is still always going to be good.
I want to say, and obviously, you know, ratings aren't like 100% finalized yet, right? Okay. So I want to say that this is, oh man, I don't think it was the Jesse Orozco that we have on launch, but I'm not 100% sure.
And somebody asked how the defense will interplay with this. If you have a great defense, you can certainly counterbalance some of this. The ball is going to be in play a ton for this guy right here, and they might be able to help. But obviously with a 34 BABIP, that's still going to be a bit of trouble there. But I do believe a high-quality defense should still counterbalance the problematic BABIP here. And by the way, if you're combining a good one with a good defense, so if you're saying, you know, like an 80-plus PBABIP with a great defense, you're not allowing any hits at that point.
Definitely, yeah. And I guess there's a lot to be said about, you know, the defense behind a pitcher as well, making a big difference here, because especially if you maybe have like a high BABIP and you have a great defense behind them, you know, theoretically, pretty good pitcher right there.
Well, yeah, and a lot of this is, if you think about the historical cards, the defense is actually kind of baked into it, right? Like if we did an Alex Cobb 2022 card, his BABIP is going to be through the roof, meaning a very low version. Again, convoluted that we're saying higher is lower type of deal. But he would have a very bad P BABIP because that defense was a nightmare. However, if you put a good defense behind him, you could help counterbalance that and maybe put some of those balls in play into outs more often.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of questions that people have about maybe ground ball tendency pitchers and fly ball tendency pitchers as well when it comes to PBABIP as well.
Yeah, and I don't know the answer to those. Those would be more for the devs than myself.
Yeah, and
I'm just a
honestly,
card maker out here.
I don't have those answers as well, unfortunately. But yeah, so this is pretty exciting stuff to see. And I think this is one of those stats, kind of like hitter BABIP last year, that was kind of, I don't want to say a hidden rating, but it was kind of a hidden rating for a little bit.
Well, yeah, it was hard to know exactly what kind of BABIP you could expect. Obviously, movement played a role, but to what extent we didn't know. The general rubric is stuff is Ks, movements homers, and control is walks. That's what we've lived with throughout the perfect team universe, and now this changes the entire landscape.
Definitely. All right, so there's kind of a basic look at what you're going to get with pitcher BABIP. It's going to be in perfect team. I forget if it's going to be in historical base gameplay. I want to say it is, but I'm not 100% sure.
It should be.
Okay.
I believe that's the case too.
Okay, yeah, because I want to say that's the case. I know that's been asked in the past as well, but maybe I'm not sure if Nico can confirm it in the chat, or if Alex can confirm it in the chat. I'm not 100% sure.
I would be surprised if it wasn't. Let's just say that.
Okay, awesome, and we'll probably update on stream once. Yeah, historical base was announced. Okay, all right. Well, so now that we got BABIP out of the way, let's take a little bit of a detour now, and let's talk about some of the partnerships in Perfect Team 24. Now we had some pretty cool partnerships in the previous version, but you know what? We have a great team at Out of the Park Developments that has really helped us, get some really fun partnerships that you're going to see in Perfect Team 24. And this is going to be some interesting stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, this first one is going to be pretty familiar, but it's also going to be a little bit different this year. Let's talk about, and also I'm going to go ahead and get myself off the screen here again. We're going to talk about the Topps partnership. Yes, we will be partnering with our good friends over at Topps this year, but in a different way than it was last year. Now, the Topps partnership this year, it's going to focus mainly on cards based around the MLB Dream Bracket from 2020, which was kind of a partnership between Out of the Park and Major League Baseball with some fun tournament stuff going on, I believe during the pandemic, if I recall that correctly.
Yes.
Now, cards will range from iron all the way up to perfect. So you're not going to get like just gold and up cards with this collection. No, it's going to be from iron to perfect. And there's going to be a new and different mission structure, which we will reveal later on in the cycle, which that's going to be pretty cool. Now, pulling a Topps card. Once again, we are also partnering with the Topps Bunt app. Pulling a Topps card, any Topps card, just one Topps card, will earn you a code for 100,000 coins and 10 Series 1 baseball packs in the Topps Bunt app, which I've tried it a little bit. It's pretty fun, honestly.
It's awesome.
Oh, yeah, straight up. Limit one code per user in Bunt. Now, the first set of Topps cards will kick off soon with season cards. So there's a little bit of a teaser for some coming attractions, really. No code to get the app for free, or do we need to buy it first? I believe Topps Bunt is a free app.
Yeah, the app is free. This will get you the 100,000 coins and the 10 Series 1 packs. Again, this is going to be different than what we did with Tops last year. I'm very excited to have them back.
Oh yeah.
These cards are fire. There's going to be an excellent look to them. I'm excited to get those rolled out. And again, they're going to be ranging from iron all the way up to perfect. And as you mentioned, the seasoned cards are going to kick off early. We'll have some peak ones down the line as well. But there's going to be multiple different sets of Tops that we're going to have some fun things planned around them.
Yeah. And let me tell you, I've taken a look at some of the sample art. It's not 100% finalized yet, but it's looking pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. And I'm sorry that we don't have a whole lot of like the promotional art yet, because we're still finalizing it before we release it to the wild later on in the cycle. But you know what? Right now, from some of the mock-ups I've seen, it's looking pretty damn good.
I agree.
Definitely. All right, so we don't just have a partnership with Topps this year, all right? And I agree. Last year's Topps art was really darn good.
The Topps bunt was absolute fire art. I loved it.
Any cross promotion from bunt back to perfect team? I'm not 100% sure at this point. We'll probably, yeah. All right, so now we're not just partnering with Topps this year. We are also partnering now. You know the ad reads that I've done on stream for last few weeks. We have a partnership with Baseball Reference. Yes, Perfect Team will be partnering with Baseball Reference for a different sets of cards throughout the year. Now it's gonna be some very interesting stuff. We don't have a whole lot of information to tell you about those yet, but the partnership will feature
under wraps.
Oh yeah. The partnership is gonna feature both cards and missions, with more details to come soon. Oh man, Baseball Reference, nothing against Fangraphs, but it's one of my favorite websites.
Oh, there should be nothing against either Fangraphs or Baseball. If you don't use both, you're missing out. Both sites are amazing, and Yuka touting that she called this one. I mean, we've had a partnership with them for a while, so it wasn't that difficult of a call, let's just say.
Oh, yeah.
But I think this Baseball Reference partnership is going to be really awesome. I'm excited for it. The art that comes along with this, I think, is going to be really, really cool for folks. I can't wait to see the different sets that come out and how y'all react to them. It's going to be a lot of fun. And again, I can't wait to get into those. We want to keep it under wraps. We don't want to get too deep into it. There's going to be more down the line, but this is going to be a really fun partnership with a lot of great cards.
Oh yeah, and once and again, the card art is amazing for this. And I know we don't have it finalized just yet, but it's going to be pretty cool once we show it off. All right. So, but you know what? I mentioned Baseball Reference and I mentioned Fangraphs. Well, guess what? We are an equal opportunity baseball stats partnership provider, because we have a partnership as well with Fangraphs. Yes.
Boom.
Oh man, we have a partnership with our good pals over at Fangraphs, and this is going to focus on the Future Legends cards for this year's edition. Now, Future Legend cards will be based in concert with Fangraphs' top 100 plus list, with the cards and sets to be revealed at a later date. Now, Paul, Fangraphs, they have some pretty good, prospect rankings as well. Talk a little bit about this partnership here, man. This is pretty awesome stuff.
I am beyond excited for this one. Obviously, for those that don't know, I also work at Fangraphs. I write and podcast over there. Eric Longenhagen is one of the best prospect folks in the entire game. The work that he and Tess Tauskerin do on the prospect sets every year is amazing. The list is already out. You can go over there and look, get an idea what kind of cards are going to be coming. The Future Legend set is getting amped up this year with this partnership. Let's just say that.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be multiple sets. There's going to be an amazing topper that comes with it. And again, you can get an idea of what's coming based off of that list. You don't know exactly how they're coming out. It's not just going to be the first X number this time and then the bottom of the list the second time, because then that would be a little bit imbalanced. But there's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming with that. I can't wait for y'all to see the art with it too. And these cards are going to be, these are going to be fire. If you like Future Legends, if you're a prospect fan, you're going to be using these Future Legends for quite a bit.
Yes, indeed. This is good. We have some fun. This is some fun stuff right here, man. I'm looking forward to our Fangraphs partnership as well this year with the Future Legends. And Future Legends, they have a soft spot in my heart because
Me too.
this is like, kind of looking into the future a little bit. And like, I remember some of the future legends of the past, like Shohei Ohtani had a really good future legend card eons back in Perfect Team. Like this is going to be pretty awesome stuff right here. So
Yeah, these are going to be absolutely fantastic. So
definitely
stay tuned for these. I cannot wait for this partnership,
Yep.
and not just because I work there, but because I really like future legend cards and I want to take them to the next level.
Definitely. Yeah, and the Reds might be loaded. They have a good farm system coming up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but
Again,
also,
you can get an idea of the teams that are going to be most loaded by going and looking at the list right now at Fangraphs. You just don't know exactly when they're coming out, but you can be confident of what's going to be coming. Just you don't know exactly what date.
oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. All right, now we're not done with the partnerships yet, folks. No. We got one more partnership we want to show off to you. Well, at least tease a little bit. We have some special player relationships coming up this year. There's going to be 3 historical players to be announced after launch that are going to have special events and cards that are tied to them. Now, each of the 3 players, they're going to have a card at every tier level to kind of give them some run in some different formats as well. And you'll find them both in packs and missions. Now, all the players' cards are going to have different actual pictures from that player's career. And that is what is really most exciting about the coming player relationships that we're going to have.
These are going to be a lot of fun. I already saw that someone spoiled it and guessed Ron Karkovice, so we'll go ahead and say that that's definitely one of them, but we're not going to give away the others right now. But no, these are going to be fire cards too, with the art on there. Of course, the art team does an amazing job working without pictures, right? Because for the historical cards, we don't have the actual player picture, and the art is still fire. These ones are going to have the pictures on them. Very excited to roll these out and get into them, and you'll learn about one of them very soon into the season because well, I don't want to say anything else.
Yeah,
it's pretty obvious who that one is.
Oh yeah, and there's going to be charity events that we're going to do on the Out of the Park Development's Twitch channel to surround each of them, and those, and you know what? I said that the different pictures is going to be the most exciting part. That's going to be the most exciting part right there, the charity events that we're going to do. We've done a lot of charity events in the past here on the Out of the Park Development's Twitch channel, with the Jimmy Fund and everything. It's pretty cool stuff, what you guys have done for charity in the past. And we thank you so much, and this is going to be fun once those charity events come around.
I couldn't agree more.
Definitely. All right, so there's a look at some of the partnerships that we have coming up. Keep an eye out on them throughout the whole season. That's gonna be pretty cool. All right, next up, let's talk about some of the big changes that are coming to Perfect Team 24. And this one got a little bit of discussion on the Discord here today. We're gonna start off with Ballpark changes. Now, this is a pretty big one here, folks. I'm going to go ahead and take us both off the screen here. So this year is going to feature a new way that ballparks are going to be handled in Perfect Team. Now, ballparks will be selected from a list of real and historical MLB, minor league, and KBO ballparks, each with their own park factors. Now, at the beginning, in entry pool, you're going to have 5 ballparks to choose from, a default stadium and 4 real minor league ballparks, roughly around that number. Now, ballpark selection will increase when you progress in leagues, each with different built-in park factor characteristics. And some stadiums may have park factors outside of the ranges of Perfect Team parks of the past. So this will give people, probably some more creativity, some flexibility, and it's going to bring in a whole new level of strategy to ballparks.
Oh, 100%. And I know that that's going to be just another dynamic for team building and figuring things out. And, I think EBC's theme leagues can get a new spin on this with different ballpark stuff that they can do. And I'm really excited to see how that's played by the community.
Yeah, and this is going to be the point where I want to go into the game here real quick to kind of show you, kind of what you're going to expect here a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and go to pre-release beta content land here. Now, this is what, now these are the ballparks you're going to get, in entry pool. All right. It's not a big selection, but once you get up to, let's say, rookie level, stone level, you're going to get like massive amounts of different ballparks that you can choose from. And there is some modifiers here as well. You can see the modifiers here as well. Stone level, you're going to get a lot. Rookie level, you're going to get a lot. And iron level, you're going to get quite a few as well. I mean, there's a lot of ballparks that you can choose from, and each of them have a year on it as well. Do the rookie level parks work in higher levels? Yes, they do. Once you have one unlocked at a rookie level. Now, I'm not sure about demotion. I'm not sure about
like if you get one at gold, can you take it back down? That I don't know either. I wonder if we can get clarification on that.
Yeah, Nico, could you help us out in the chat here a little bit with that?
Yeah, we'll see if he can get some clarification on that. But I think this whole system is going to be a lot of fun. Nico put a ton of work into this. It's going to be a lot better than the kind of cheese parks that we've seen in the past.
Yeah, and while I'm cool with cheese parks, but this is pretty cool stuff. You're gonna get some different kind of builds as you go kind of through the levels right here. Especially up into Perfect League here. You're gonna get things like the Oakland Coliseum, and we're gonna talk about there's a lot more ballparks than just these ones. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later here.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we're seeing, you mentioned the years. I like that because parks do play differently year to year, and obviously things have changed with dimensions. We kind of see dimension changes every year these days. A few different parks make some changes. Obviously, Baltimore completely flipped what they're doing. So I don't know if Nico put in like a Camden Yards before the wall change, and then the Camden Yards that it is now. But that's two different parks. So I love that it's based on different years too, because that allows you to have the same park in two different times because they could be wildly different.
Yeah. And there's screenshots of some of the parks you're gonna get. Las Vegas ballpark for the Las Vegas Aviators. That's gonna whoo boy. Now you see it like 1108 average versus lefties, 1109 average versus righties. It's a little bit outside the bounds of what we usually allowed for like the 1100 or so, but ball's gonna fly in that park straight up.
You keep the park when you unlock it, according to Nico. So if you get to gold, you unlock something, you can bring it back down with you to silver if you get kicked back.
Okay, so if you get relegated, you keep the park. That's good. That's pretty cool.
Kind of figured it would be, but I just didn't want to commit to that and then be wrong.
Definitely. So there's a look at some of those ballpark changes. That's gonna be pretty cool. Will more parks get released throughout the cycle? I'm not 100% sure at this point.
Nico can probably clarify that because he did the groundwork on that.
Right. And
so we'll see. We'll see if Nico has clarification there.
Yeah,
it's a good question.
Definitely. Will the art change as well or just the factors?
Not sure if we'll do that yet. Hoping we will have more. So TBD on whether there'll be more. There's a ton off rip like that. There's gonna be plenty right now, but there could be avenues for more to come in. So just keep in mind there'll be plenty of options.
Definitely. All right, now that we've talked about ballparks, let's go ahead and talk about everyone's favorite thing. Let's talk about tournaments. Now, tournaments, same number of slots as Perfect Team 23. 3 regular tournament slots, 2 perfect draft slots as well. I'm gonna go ahead and get us off the screen here a little bit. Daily tournaments are going to be changed up a little bit this year. There's going to be 7 categories of daily tournaments this year, each with a few tournaments associated with them. You got open, you got iron, you got bronze, you got silver, you got gold, diamond, and what we're calling wild card tournaments right here. So there's going to be a few tournaments associated with each of those categories. And also the weekly tournaments will also return, as well as daily and weekly perfect drafts. And every daily and weekly tournament will be involved in leaderboards. Yes, that's right. Weekly leaderboards are back with prizes coming up this year. That's going to be pretty fun stuff. Now tournaments, these are pretty fun things coming up here, Paul. this is going to be pretty cool stuff. A lot of tournaments.
100%. Yeah, tournaments are getting a new change this year. Like they're being reinvigorated, completely changed. It's going to be a lot of different stuff. And listen, kind of been doing the old same thing for several years. Well, it's going to kind of maybe get you out of your comfort zone a little bit, but new things to learn. I like finding new avenues, trying to figure out the new metas and different things. So it's going to be a lot of changes, but I think they're going to be a lot for the fun.
Yeah, and I think, and I believe we're going to have, more of an emphasis on the daily tournaments this year. And that's going to be big change for probably a few people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely. So there's a look at some of the tournament changes. Now, with that being said, that means there's going to be a little bit of a shakeup with PTCS and PTMS, the Perfect Team Championship Series and the Perfect Team Master Series. So, qualification changes for PTCS. There's going to be 10 PTCS tournaments each month, 7 of them for the daily variants, 1 for the weekly tourneys, and 2 for the perfect drafts, both daily and weekly, and they're going to be based on those 10 leaderboard standings. So, if you play like quite a few of the iron tournaments that are going to be in those daily categories, if you do well in them, you're going to go to the PTCS stuff, and so on and so forth. Now, players will get points based on how they finish in each of the PTCS. And the top 64 teams, based on points from the Perfect Team Championship Series, will go to the Perfect Team Master Series. Now, Perfect Team Master Series will be 2 tournaments this year. Still 128 for each PTCS? I do believe so, yes. And Nicolino has confirmed it in the chat. Now, PTMS, the Master Series, will be 2 different tournaments. 1 for the regular tournaments and 1 for the perfect drafts. Because I know we had a little bit of, I don't want to say angst, but, some concerns last year, of, mixing the perfect draft qualifiers with the regular tournament qualifiers. This way we're kind of separating them a little bit. There's also going to be 2 Perfect Team Master Series periods. There's going to be the summer PTMS and the winter PTMS as well. So here's that flow chart I kind of mentioned earlier, and here we go. We're gonna hopefully this kind of explains some things here. So, oh boy.
Beautiful flow chart here.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So you got the Iron Daily, Iron PTCS. You got the Bronze Dailies, Bronze PTCS, Silver Daily, Silver PTCS, so on and so forth. And yes, it's smart art. Yes, it's smart art. There's practically no other way to do it. All of those 8 tourneys right there, the iron, the bronze, the silvers, the golds, the opens, the wild cards, the diamonds, and the weeklies, they are going to their own PTCS leaderboard. Top 64 from that leaderboard goes through the traditional tournament PTMS. Now, with the perfect drafts, daily perfect draft PTCS, weekly perfect draft PTCS, those will go into their own PTCS leaderboard. Top 64 from those go to a perfect draft, perfect team master series. So, yeah, that's, it's clear as mud, right?
Look, I'm never going to make it, so I didn't really have to pay attention to this part.
Please tell us more about the synergies we expect to leverage from this paradigm shift. Yeah, you know what? There's gonna be some paradigm shifts with tournaments here a little bit.
It's like explaining the basketball playoff scenario. That's a great reference, FKN, for all the old people in the chat, which is plenty.
Yeah, there's going to be, how many tournaments per day are in each of these daily categories? I believe there are a few per category. So you're going to get a few iron daily tournaments. You're going to get a few bronze daily tournaments. You're going to get a few silver daily tournaments each day. So each with, I believe, a different format, if I recall correctly. So that's going to be interesting. At least a different format within the bronze or silver or gold kind of parameters. So
yeah, Nico the tournament god can, that he says there are 4 daily tournaments in each group. Okay. There you go.
4 daily tournaments in each group. Awesome. So I got the number right. Hell yeah.
You're all over it.
Definitely. Now, Now, I know that someone mentioned quick tournaments. Well, let's talk about quick tournaments a little bit. So, quick tournaments are going to be streamlined a little bit for Perfect Team 24 to kind of fill and fire those more rapidly than ever. So we're going to have 13 categories of quick tournaments. There's going to be 8 traditional quick tournaments. You got the Open, the Low Diamond, the Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, and Open Live quick tournaments. There's going to be 8-team and 16-team variants of quick tournaments for this year. The 8-team quick variants are going to have Open, Low Diamond, and Diamond. 16-team quick variants going to be the Iron Quicks, the Bronze Quicks, the Silver Quicks, the Gold Quicks, and the Open Live Quicks. So this is going to be a very interesting change here for quick tournaments. Now, this is going to be pretty cool stuff to kind of fill and fire them more rapidly than ever.
Exactly. And then I think things will always be firing up. There's 8 max at one time. Is that the number? Again, Nico can cover it. The tournaments thing was very detailed. That's why you had to have the flow chart. But it's gonna be different. But I think based on what Nico's done, all the work he's put into it, I think it's for the better.
Definitely. But yeah, it's pretty much gonna be, once one fills, the next one goes. That one fills, the next one is getting created. So yeah, it's gonna be bam, 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 all the way through. That's gonna be pretty cool. DH, I believe there's going to be DHs involved. However, probably see how that goes upon launch. So there we go. So there's a look at kind of like the quick tournament changes that are coming up. Now, we talk about the different categories of quick tournaments. We talked about 8 traditional quick tournaments. However, 5 of them are going to be entry fee tournaments. And this is another new thing that we have this year. So entry fee tournaments, these are new types of tournaments that will be featured in Perfect Team 24. They're going to start with 5 entry fee tournaments. All of them are quick tournaments. Now, there's going to be a fee you pay. As low as 1,000 perfect points up to maybe 10,000 perfect points for some of them. Now, the fee you pay goes into a prize pool, which will be distributed based on placement in the tournament. So, the game is going to start with 5 entry fee tournaments. All of them are quicks. There's going to be 3 of them with entry fees of 1,000 perfect points. Now, there's going to be 2 64-team tournaments with this. 50,000 perfect points for first place, 10,000 for second, $2,000 for third and fourth, standard packs for 5th through 8th place. 1 16-team tournament. The first place team gets the entire $16,000 pot. Standard pack for second place. Now I think the pack rewards might change. I'm not sure, but this is what we're going with right now. One with an entry fee of 5,000 perfect points. Gonna be a 32-team tournament. 130,000 perfect points for first place. $30,000 for second. Couple of gold packs for third and fourth. And there's one with an entry fee of 10,000 perfect points, a 32-team tourney, 250,000 perfect points for first, 70,000 for second, and a diamond pack for third and fourth. More tournament setups coming down the line. This is gonna be some interesting stuff coming up. Right, Paul?
Absolutely. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun too to really see how it plays out. Again, because it is different, it's going to be new. We're going to see the people that kind of take different roads to getting where they want to be, and how these entry fee ones are going to play out. I think it's going to be particularly exciting.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, these are optional tournaments. You're not really forced to play them, but the option is at least there. It's a pretty cool option, really.
Absolutely.
All right, now, in terms of some of the prizes for like some of the dailies and some of the weekly tournaments, choice packs are back. Yes, choice packs will be available at launch with new cards available. There are going to be rewards for winning the weeklies and dailies, and it's going to be the same format as Perfect Team 23. You pick 1 card from a selection of 6 cards available. Now, choice packs, they got off to a bit of a rocky start, but once we kind of, smoothed out the edges with them last year, they became quite a popular item in terms of prizes for tournaments.
Absolutely. I think they're still widely regarded as one of the better things that came out of OOTP 23 overall, as a big win, and I think they're going to be even better this year.
Right, right. Now, we got a question. Will there be no unique entry fee tourney reward cards? No, there will not be any unique reward cards with the entry fee tourneys. I think that's something we need to straighten out right there, where there's not going to be any exclusive cards coming to those tourneys. So there we go. So it's just perfect points and packs with those tournaments. No big card rewards with those. So yeah, so choice packs, pretty cool stuff coming up. All right, guys, now it's time for some of the big stuff coming up. We're getting to the big stuff, and this is, one of the biggest things that we've got coming up. Well, second biggest probably, and it is OOTP Perfect Team Live. Yes, indeed, Perfect Team Live is a daily opportunity to set lineups based on the live cards that you own, and based upon the real-life performance of them, you will get rewards in Perfect Team. So here's a little bit of how it's going to work a little bit. So you're going to have a lineup made of 9 batters, 2 bench players, 2 starting pitchers, and 2 relief pitchers. Now, usage limits, going to be based on card tiers, so you can only have a couple perfects max. You got 3 diamonds maximum, 4 golds maximum. Other tiers have no usage limit. So you got a little bit, if you recall the old slots format that was like kind of, organically created at like the end of Perfect Team 22 or so, or 21 or so. It's kind of similar to that a little bit, but you get like kind of usage limits based on those card tiers. You will earn perfect points each day for each hit, inning pitched, win, and more. Pretty cool stuff right here. Now, position... Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
I was just going to say this is fantastic, because I think one of the big challenges has been to consistently give live cards value, right? Because, as more and more historicals come out, it's no secret that live cards start to lose value, and they're not as useful. Now you're going to have avenues to utilize them, and Perfect Team Live is going to be one of the best ways to use them. I'm really, really excited for this format.
Yeah, definitely. So position eligibility for players are going to be tied to the position on the front of the card, which is going to be kind of key to building a lineup here. So, but training in Perfect Team will not carry over to Perfect Team Live. That's going to be a big thing. So you got to look on the front of the card, not necessarily the back of the card, when it comes to what position players play here for PT Live. Now, on top of the daily rewards, there's going to be weekly and monthly leaderboards for Perfect Team Live, with special rewards for teams finishing well in each time period. And there's going to be a cutoff time each day to set your lineup, and after that cutoff, you can set your lineup for the next day. Now, this is going to be available shortly after launch. We're going to try to aim for opening day. Might be a little tiny bit after opening day, but that's kind of the schedule as to how we're going to be doing Perfect Team Live this year. This is probably one of the biggest additions we're going to have, and this kind of gives a whole lot more meaning to live cards in the Perfect Team ecosystem.
Absolutely. That's the thing. It's the biggest boost to live cards that we've seen in a while, and I'm really excited to play this.
Definitely. I agree. And I do believe it is free to play.
Yes.
Do believe it is. Yes. All right. Now we got kind of PT Live out of the way. Oh man, the biggest addition, the thing that everybody has been waiting for the whole time, ever since this was kind of teased in the newsletter back a month or so ago. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Perfect Team Plus. Perfect Team Plus. $6.99 30-day subscription package for Perfect Team that comes with plenty of benefits, which include double the daily login rewards, an extra tourney slot for regular tournaments, an extra tourney slot for perfect drafts, a 1.5x multiplier for all achievements across the board. And the multiplier will stack with the higher level league multipliers. This also comes with some exclusive home ballparks, bonuses on perfect point purchases, and one extra surprise per month. This is pretty interesting stuff right here, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, I think at $6.99 for 30 days, it's gonna deliver enough value that you're gonna want to do it, right? A lot of the players out there, depends on which level you're playing at, but I think this is gonna deliver enough value that you're gonna want to be involved in this. I'm excited to see how this plays out as well.
Yep, and once again, this is completely optional. Don't have to do this, but this is a pretty cool option to at least have for some players. You know, you hear the term battle pass come up quite often. This is kind of our version of that.
Yeah, this is essentially that, and I think it's going to be rolled out pretty well here. Again, I think that there is enough here that you're not being like overly taxed to do it. So somebody mentioned in the chat, you're already paying for perfect points anyway. Maybe some of your perfect points budget goes toward this, and I mean, look at the stuff that you're getting. I think people are going to see the value in it, but it'll be up to them. You know, it'll be for the consumer to decide if they're interested in it. I understand those that don't want to; they're all free to play. But those that want to, I think they're going to enjoy it for sure.
Definitely. Yeah, exactly. Now, PT Plus subscriptions, not stackable on top of each other, but the maximum allowable per perfect team account is 24 of them. Now, PT Plus subscriptions, not auto-renewable and not refundable, so you can purchase a month, and if you somehow don't like it, you can just let it deactivate, pretty much. Now, if you purchase multiple subscriptions for a team, they'll be added to the end of the previous subscription. For example, if you purchase 2, you'll have PT Plus for 60 days. Pretty cool stuff. Now, if PT Plus is not renewed, the rewards do deactivate. So there's something to keep in mind a little bit.
So, yeah, like if you have a particular ballpark from it, that ballpark would not carry forward, correct?
Nico, could you?
I think that is what basically what you're saying there with the rewards were not carried forward. You can't just get it to get particular things.
Okay, that is correct.
And then keep those beyond that month.
All right, so Nico is confirming that in the chat. All right, cool stuff. All righty, so there you go. There's a little bit of look over at PT Plus, so it's pretty cool. Are PT Plus subscriptions giftable? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm not 100% sure on that. We will have to check.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that either.
Yeah, and I don't believe right now there's an annual option right now. We'll probably look into that maybe.
Yeah, and Shreen, the 24 does mean yes, that you could buy 24 and it'll be for 2 years,
pretty much.
Basically.
Pretty much. All right, so there's a look at PT Plus. Now here's some other notes to consider for Perfect Team 24 for the upcoming season. Now, last year's PT licenses, they are good for this year. Account information from PT23 will be imported to PT24 on launch day. You will not need to re-register your account. That's not bad right there. I know there is, all that stuff about, you need to re-register for PT23. You don't have to do that this year, which is pretty cool stuff. Users will be able to create 3 new teams for this year. Well, up to 3 accounts for this year with the OOTP 24 game license. Live updates will once again be monthly. That's, standard operating procedure at this point. Training and previous card history. This is going to be interesting. Training and previous card history will not be carried forward when cards are sold this year. This is some interesting stuff right there. Players with partial stock training will play at full training in tournaments and drafts as well. Now, perfect drafts, speaking of perfect drafts, they will now show how many players you have seen at a position. So that's going to be big for, a lot of cards that maybe have that partial training. They'll be able to play up to their full potential at those in tournaments.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a huge change that I'm already seeing in the chat that people are excited about that, and I agree with them.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to that. Straight up. Oh, man. So here, and you got even more fun things coming that we couldn't even fit in the show here tonight. You got new types of packs. We're going to have the Perfect Team 24 World Championship returning. Charity live streams. MLB player live streams. Oh my God, that's going to be great.
That's
And
going to be huge. We already know some of those that are coming, and obviously we can't give it all away, but those are going to be fun.
that's gonna be great, and so much more coming down the line. This is gonna be a pretty fun year, if you ask me.
100%. I think it's going to be a wonderful year. I'm excited to start to get the content out, see how the folks feel about it. Obviously, I got my fingerprints on some of the sets at the end of the year, but obviously, me being the content director for this, I can't wait to get the feedback from the community and put together some great stuff.
Definitely. And yep, Shreen in the chat, you are correct. So that means if you have an outfielder that has like a 90 out of 90 center field rating, 70 out of 90 left field rating, 50 out of 120 right field rating, then in tournaments, they'll play at 90, 90, and 120. So that's some big stuff right there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a lot of good stuff there. So guys, now that we have that out of the way, a lot of people have been asking, what's the art look like? What does the art look like? Well.
Can you show us?
Let's show off some of the art we have coming up for Perfect Team 24. Here it is. Oh man, look at all this good art right here. We got some returning art styles. We got some new art styles as well. This is looking pretty solid, don't you think, Paul?
I love this, and obviously, yeah, you've got some that are returning with a few tweaks here and there on them, but the same core. But then some of the new ones I think are amazing. The 2010s one I think is incredible.
Oh, I love that.
They all are. Again, I got to give so much credit to the art team. I think they do such a brilliant job. Like I said, you're working without the actual cards, and you're having to kind of come up with something out of thin air essentially. And I think they do a wonderful job with it. Again, I think my new favorite is the 2010s. That one's amazing. I'm gonna be getting a lot of players from the 2010s. Maybe just do a whole team with the 2010s just to see that art all the time. I love the 90s one as well. I agree with Chad on that.
Yeah, definitely. The 90s ones look pretty good too. The 50s ones, I remember that particular card art style from, oh god, was it 21 that had that card art style?
Everything blends together because I'm old, so I don't really remember.
Definitely. Oh man. This is some cool art right here, y'all. All right. And yes, I had to get MLB legend Keegan Aiken in here. I gotta rep my alma mater a little bit, okay?
Absolutely.
Pride of Western Michigan right there. Oh man. Now, couple of interesting notes on some of your favorite streams related to Perfect Team. This year, for Perfect Team 24, this week in Perfect Team is going to be a bit earlier in the day. It's going to start at Thursdays at noon Eastern this year. Now, this is because, sometimes, there might be some issues with stuff coming down the line or something like that, or issues on the back end that we need to fix ASAP. This gives our hardworking team some time to get those fixed up in a quicker manner than they used to. So
absolutely. Overall, this is definitely better. Obviously, some people will be at work, won't be able to watch live, but other people weren't able to do it because they had different commitments at night. So it's going to favor some. It's not going to favor others. That's just kind of the nature of changing a time.
Yep, and cards will be released after that stream is done. But, I do see, maybe possibly replays at 9 o'clock. That could be an option as well. We'll definitely look into that. But the live version of This Week in Perfect Team will come out Thursdays at noon Eastern. So this was interesting stuff here. But we'll definitely look into possibly replays later on in the evening. And then This Week in Perfect Team, the Friday Showdown will be returning at launch. Yes, Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Once again, during the cycle, we will have the This Week in Perfect Team Friday Showdown. That's going to be fun as always. Oh, man. And hey, maybe, and I know people have been asking Paul if he's going to do some Perfect Team stuff. Maybe. We'll see.
Of course I am.
Definitely. That's going to be fun stuff right here. Oh,
everyone acting like they're not on their computers all day at work. Get real.
All right, well, guys,
take your lunch break and enjoy some dish.
Guys, this has been a fun night, y'all. That's pretty much a lot of the stuff you need to know for Perfect Team 24 coming up during the next season. This is gonna be a fun season, y'all. I can't wait. For those of you that have pre-ordered the game via Fast Spring, tomorrow. Oh man, tomorrow is the day that those who pre-ordered the game, the 3-day beta access goes live. That's gonna be a fun time. Take a look, help us out. If there's any bugs you see, let us know, all that good stuff. I can't wait to play some Perfect Team with y'all this year, guys.
I'm very excited for the beta. I think I'm really excited to kind of see how people react, obviously, to everything that goes with the content.
Definitely. Well, I am looking forward to the season. I know Paul is as well. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun, guys. Well, guys, I will see you on Thursday afternoon at noon Eastern with the first edition of This Week in Perfect Team for the Perfect Team 24 cycle. I'm looking forward to it, y'all. We're gonna talk about, the live mission rewards on that stream on Thursday afternoon. That's gonna be a good one, guys. So, Paul, any final thoughts on the evening?
Here's to a great season. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Obviously, we got some great things coming.
Oh wait, this week's Perfect Team is at 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, well, okay.
Oh, this week's Twipped is at 9. Okay, there you go.
All right, Rob, I stand corrected.
You didn't even know your own schedule.
I stand corrected on that.
I don't know what time the game releases tomorrow. Do you know, Rob? I see chat asking that.
I'll just quote oh god, is it Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White? I don't know. It's some Lord of the Rings character. A wizard is never early. He is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to.
That's okay. That's actually kind of perfect.
Yep. So this coming Thursday, Twipped is at 9 p.m. Eastern, but after that, it's going to be at noon Eastern. So there we go. There's that. And we'll consider replays at 9 p.m. Eastern with that as well. All right, guys. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Perfect Team 24 reveal show for our new content director, Paul Sporer. I have been Rob Tomlinson, also known as DishNet34. Signing out. Have a great night, everybody.